Hi, so this is going to be one of a series of videos that I'm going to be presenting to you guys to show you some of the steps to this project. So the first one I'm showing you is just basic blocks, okay? So this is going to be a very, very basic how to do two-point perspective. The first thing you need are a couple of vanishing points. So if you're going to be holding your paper long ways, which is the way that I suggest you holding it, so you can see the whole paper like this. You want to hold it up and down long ways, okay? If you decide to hold it short ways, just know that you're going to have more space to the left and the right to work with. So you're going to have more of a wider sort of design. I think most of you guys are going to go for more of a one that's going to be more taller. Now, as soon as you establish which way you're holding the paper, you are going to go from the top of the page down halfway. So this paper is 12 inches tall. So I'm going to go to the edge of the paper and make a mark at 6. And then I'm going to make a mark on the other side at 6 as well, 6 inches down, which is halfway down the paper. So I'm going to center this in the middle of my screen so we can get a better idea of that being in the center, even though we're not seeing the whole picture. We are then going to go ahead and make a vertical line. Now, sometimes in some of these videos, you see that they draw a line across the middle as a vanishing point. That's an optional thing. You don't necessarily need it. I'm putting it in, and I'm going to leave it in kind of lightly just to kind of illustrate how everything above the vanishing point, you're going to see the bottom of whatever's above it, because if it's above your head, which is like above the vanishing point, you're going to see the bottom. Whereas if something is below the vanishing point, below your eye level, you're going to see the top. So I'm going to go with a line. Doesn't really matter how long of a line it is. Mine's about 2 inches. And I'm going to, this represents the corner of a box. So this is the front corner. It's the side that faces you. So if you look at a box, grab a box. So here's a box. So what we're looking at is the corner like this, okay? And it's represented by a vertical line. We're going to be drawing 2 lines on the top and the bottom on the right side, and they're going to lead to a vanishing point. And then we're going to draw 2 lines on the left side from the top and the bottom going to the vanishing point. Just like this, top and the bottom. Okay. In some illustrations and some videos, they take those lines all the way. I tend not to go all the way to the vanishing point because I know that I will not need the whole entire line. I just know that that's where it's going to. So as I said before, here's the front corner. I'm going to establish a back corner. So it's going to be represented by another vertical line. If I want a nice shallow box, I can make the line very close to the original vertical line. But this one I'm going to make kind of deep. There's one, and then I'm going to make another. They do not have to line up with one another, but they both need to be vertical. I am now going to go ahead, and this table is going to get very, very shaky. I'm going to erase all the lines that I don't need at this point, which is beyond those 2 lines. Then you're going to establish the bottom of the box. Now, there are 2 corners here that you will consider bringing over to the opposite side. So you could consider this line or this corner, but if you notice that if I use this corner right here, it's going through something solid, so I'm not using that at all. But I am going to use this one. And I'm going to go to the opposite side. And then I'm going to, anything on this side of this first line I drew, any of those corners are going to go to the opposite vanishing point. Okay. So that is a simple box. I'm going to do it one more time without any talking. Well, not much talking, but the same kind of thing. I'll do one on the bottom. You have a line that represents the side that's the corner that's closest to you. Now I need to make two sides that are going to be angled. The top and the bottom go to the vanishing point. Top and bottom go to the vanishing point. I'm going to finish off the sides with vertical lines. Like that. I erase everything beyond those lines. So there's the two walls. Now I need the top. So it's taking the corners from this side, going to the opposite, taking the corners from this side, going to the opposite. And where those lines connect or touch in the back, that's your back corner. There we have it. One last one. What if you had a line that's both on the top, above and below the vanishing point? The vanishing points are below and above the horizon line. Let's see what happens. Okay, following those rules, same idea, vertical, vertical, erase anything that's left over. Now there are no corners that you can use to make lines from those corners to the vanishing point. You're not going to use those, and you're not going to use those because the only reason why you would use those is if it was a glass box or an ice cube, that kind of thing. Otherwise you won't see them. So this is all you're going to get. But by using the same vanishing point for all three shapes, you can see that they kind of really create that nice illusion of depth.